What is up, YouTube? This is RoguePlayer here, and today I'm here with a Deskbot Deck profile. This deck is really powerful actually, and even though my deck is kind of different from most, it's still it's really powerful from the way I built it and how consistent it can be. So if you're watching this, please give it a thumbs up and hope you like the deck. So we're running two Deskbot ones. Most people only want to run one, but it's pretty good at two. It's just it helps with my synchro plays and it has grave effects. So one is always a decent card. Not always the best, but in certain situations it's good. And then we're running three Deskbot 2s. When they're summoned, they get to search a Deskbot, and their effects don't only go off once per turn. It goes off whenever any of them is summoned. So you can machine dupe one, bring out all three, get 3 searches. Running 3 Deskbot 3s. Basically, when he's normal summon, you can special summon any Deskbot from deck. 3 Deskbot 4s. When you attack into a monster, you can send any Deskbot Deskbot monster from your deck to your graveyard, and he gains 500 times its level. So you can basically beat over anything, especially with the new Deskbot monsters that came out a while ago. Then we're running 3 Deskbot 5s. Basically, he's good because when he's special summoned, or normal, he can basically pop a back row. So he's really good, and he's a pendulum scale monster. And he's just pretty good. And if he's sent from if he's in the pendulum zone and he's destroyed, you can target Deskbot monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So he's a pretty good card. 3 of him. I think, okay, so basically, when he's summoned, he can switch a monster's battle position. He's not that great. That's I'm only running 2. But he is a pendulum scale, and it's kind of required if you're playing pendulum Deskbots, which most people should be playing anyway. 3 Deskbot 5s. The reason, I love Deskbot 5 and 8, Deskbot 7, 007. I like him. Deskbot 007, yeah, he's an agent. But anyway, I like him because he gains 500 per Deskbot engrave. So he's a great card because all of your lower Deskbot monsters, he's going to gain 500 for each one of those. And you need those to go off first to go crazy later on in the duel. So whenever you bring out him by a pendulum summon, he's basically going to be a big old monster. Then 2 Deskbot 8s, he does the same thing as 7. But yeah. And then we got 2 Deskbot 9, he's basically the main OTK. He gains the attack of all Deskbots currently on the field, and so he can become a huge monster. And running 1, and most people actually don't like 2 Deskbot 9s because he's cloggy, but in this deck, for some reason, he hasn't clogged yet. You know, the pendulum summons keep going on since the pendulum summoning rules. They go to the extra deck, so you can keep going crazy. So Deskbot 009 is really easy, just pendulum summoning. Okay, and then we're running 1 Gen X Ally Birdman for synchro plays, 2 Effect Veiler, and 1 Majesty's Fiend. That's for all the monsters. I run Majesty's Fiend just because when you are locked down by your opponent because they know what you're playing and you can't OTK them and they want to run stuff, Majesty's Fiend's a great card. Now for spells, running 3 Machine Dupe. This card's really well. It's really great. You mostly use it when you go for Deskbot 3, and then you summon. Oh my bad, Deskbot 3. Then you'll summon a Deskbot. Where is he? 2, and then once you summon 2, you get your 1 search. Then you activate Machine Dupe, bring out 2 more 2s, and get 2 more searches, and then you could pendulum summon and bring out your big dudes right off the bat. They're running 2 Deskbot base. It basically makes all Deskbots gain 500, and if you could banish 9 Deskbots from with different names from your field and or grave, you can shuffle all cards your opponent controls from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard into the deck. So basically, you can shut down big plays with this deck, but I wouldn't do that. just because you want them in the grave to make your Deskbot 7 and 8s bigger. And they're running 2 Pot of Riches. Basically, you can shuffle 3 pendulums and from your into the deck from your graveyard, and or extra deck. Then you can draw 2 cards. So this is a really good card. Running one for one, self-explanatory for Deskbot 1. 1 Foolish Burial to put Deskbot 1 in grave. Dark Hole Reasoning because it's good. Well, this is good in this deck. It's a pretty nice card in this deck because nobody knows what level you're going to draw. There's no 1 limited removal for game, and 2 Royal Decrees because this card is just amazing. Now for extra deck, we're running for 5s, Allegist Catastrophe just because it exists. Okay, and then we're running Naturia Beast because it can shut down Boundaries, Armades, because this is also a pretty messed up card depending on what deck you're going against. And for 6, we're running HTS Behemoth just because Naturia Barkion because it also shuts down. Once you get Barkion and Beast on the field, your opponent can't use spells or traps as long as you can get rid of stuff. 1 Go-Yo Guardian. And for 7s, we're running Black Rose Meteor Burst. For 8s, we're running Thought Ruler and Scrap Dragon. For 9s, we're running 2 Deskbot Jets because it's just a decent card. That's the reason I want to run 2 Deskbot ones because if you can bring out your ones, going for Deskbot Jet's nothing. And then once you bring out Jet, it can really help you with your powerful plays. And running 2 Leviathan Dragons just because he can be powerful and nobody expects to. They bring out big monster rank like 24 and has some broken effect. You just go for Leviair or Leviathan and just beat over it. I just think it's decent. I didn't put too much effort in the XYZs in this deck, but yeah, they're running 1 Gigant X and 1 Mace Stroke just because it's good in tight situations. So that is my Rogue deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Deskbots are one of my favorite decks now. Please comment, rate, subscribe if you have any deck thoughts that you want me to upload, any ideas, any deck requests, just comment below. This is RoguePlayer and I am out.